Okay, mister. You know, you know, if you had come to me at my home, we could have had a deal, but not today, boy. We always have to start off with a little bit of murder. Anyway, as you can see, the cathedral doesn't have any walls just yet, and I wanted to try some experimenting on 2 levels actually. This guy, yeah, okay. First of all, the actual wall, the design, how everything is gonna look. I want to try and make the entirety of this thing actually look very nice, and that is gonna take some experimenting, because I don't know how I should make these walls look so that they look good. Why? You see, that house of mine up there, I did a whole lot of experimenting when it came to those little wall compartment things. I tried building walls for a few hours before I had something that looked good, and now I may have to do the same thing. But that isn't the only thing I'm experimenting with today. I'm also experimenting with a new editing software. Now, if the wall is looking a little bland, we're gonna fix that. That's what we're trying to do with the experimenting. So, for example, I was going to add another pillar right there. Now, why right there? Because then I can fill this bit in with the bit more flooring, stone floor stuffs. And then I was gonna try something with this. Okay. That don't look so bad, does it? That don't look so bad, does it? I don't think it did. What I do want now is I want to build up just a little bit like that. Doing stuff like that is also part of the process. Trying to make something look good that you physically cannot. How about some spruce slabs just in there, right? No. To be honest, that don't look that bad. I don't know if I want to keep it like this though, because I also think that this could look pretty good. I do kind of like this more, but I don't like that top bit. Could I now put those in there? That's not that bad, but I don't like that. That's flat. The heart ain't that bad of an idea, but I don't like it. This is just very flat, and that is an issue. This looks weird. The other option is doing something like that. A lot of this stuff. That looks bland as hell. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I don't know about the torches. I'm probably gonna do some like hanging lanterns. So these are also just temporary. So we have 7 blocks in between these 2 beams. We could put another beam like this right there. Yeah, I think it is better if we keep it at this. Yeah, this looks a little off, but I want one of those big circle, a circular window thing. A lot of the big cathedrals do have something like that on the front and on the back. I don't know if they have it on the sides. I don't even know if they do have it on the front and on the back. Usually, I think it's only the one side or not even either, so I'm just making stuff up and I'm hoping it look good. But that mean I gotta build a big boy thing. Yeah, that's one thick ass wall. Now this is just the base coat. This is just the base coat. First of all, I want my circle. How high do I want it to be? I think I want to have it start like right there. I want the circle to be like the width of that, which means That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go find a circle generator. 4, 2, 2, 4. That means like that, and then like that. Okay. Okay. I did a stupid. I am very dumb. That doesn't look that stupid just yet. I am just wondering where I'm gonna put the cross beam, because before the forepart, which actually starts right there, I want a cross beam across the entire thing made up of normal spruce. But I don't want to do it like right down here. I don't want to do it right down there. I don't want to do it on either of those two blocks, because then I think it's gonna look off. I think we could just do this, because then there is a 6 block gap, I think. Come on, that don't look bad. Can't really say for sure if it looked good either, because there's too much freaking snow. What can I do inside of this perfect square? I can... Like, a window isn't a bad option, but I don't want to put windows everywhere. Alright. That looks pretty nice. I don't know. It looks off because the rest of the... yeah. It looks a little weird right now because these outer bits are still, like, bald. But now this section actually does look very nice, if I do say so myself. I was thinking maybe a little bit of a pattern where it's like a part of a circle, where we either got like the corner bit right here so that it's like an extra ring around all of this. Okay. I mean, the circle is not even close to completed, but that does look pretty good. Like that. And then on the top it would actually finish, and then on this side we would have something that looks like this again, so that we would have one circle and then one big circle around it, and then like a thick line in the middle. It almost looked like a freaking Pokestop. And this is where you can find Arceus. It looks kind of bad like that, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty bad. We need some more contrast. But I think this is gonna look pretty bad as well, because that blends in with that. So I need some dark oak. But this is already starting to look pretty nice. It's just a little wonky, but wonky before the bonky. So I have my dark oak. I think I stole all of it from an outpost. So I need to turn all of those into planks. And I gotta get 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's see how this looks with dark oak instead of spruce. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at that. The trapdoors look off. But in general, still doesn't look so bad, actually. I mean, I don't like how those things have the chocolate bar texture. So I may have to redo the texture, but I also just want to make it look relatively good in vanilla. So we are not doing that. That's starting to look pretty good, right? I do still think that it's a little bit empty in those other bits. Okay. That looks terrible. So I think what we need over there might be a little bit more stripped spruce. Like that. And then we grab something like that. Oh, something a little bit like that. I mean, that doesn't look so bad. It still leaves a lot of open area in the middle though, and I don't like that, but we can hang like a lantern right there, like that. It's snowing again. Come on, bro, again. Oh well. At least both sides look the same and pretty good at that. This isn't that bad. I don't really like this extra bit over here though. Those things are weird. I don't think that this looks all that good now because the, you know, the dark oak fits much better with the spruce logs. So if I just get up here, oh, I do need a little bit more of those funny blocks. And I also think that maybe that entire beam needs to be put down one block, because I don't know, that single gap there, that single gap there just looks a little weird in my opinion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove all of this stuff real quick, and then I'm gonna have to see how we redo all of it. And look at that, I think that fits so much nicer. Now I just have a problem with this little section. So also that looks weird as hell. If I put one of those in there, come on, that looks way better. Maybe a slab would look pretty good underneath there as well, but most likely I'm just gonna place another one of these. Okay, that's a little bit more gradual, but then we still have that corner right here that looks a little off as well. Now there's not a whole lot I can do there though. That's a little bit the problem. And if I put one of the yeah, those, it just makes it a little funky. One of these. Yeah, I mean that could work. That could work. I got an idea. Something like that. No. Actually. And then this side, I don't know what we do. I'm gonna have to remove these. I think I'm gonna put that earlier idea that we had, the strip spruce, like that. And then boom, 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 boom. Like that still looks relatively good. I don't think that top bit looks that nice though. That is very flat. Here it doesn't really matter, but here it does. And there's also not a whole lot of space, so it looks even weirder. Maybe I should have left it as is, but I want to make this thing look real good, right? And if it don't look real good, then it look real bad. And real bad, not a dang option, my guy. If it were, we wouldn't be here right now. Then the video would have been 12 minutes long. And I don't think you want that either. Maybe instead of a double, we can do a single, right? I don't know if you get, but something like this instead. No, that's very small. Still looks a little bit weird, but it's better. What if I did something a little bit like that? And then if we put our lantern in there, right? Of course it'd be hanging. I don't know if I would have it hanging on a something, but that's actually really nice. Like put a fence here. Let the lantern hang right there. The fence would connect to everything right here, the top, the sides, but also of course the back, and then the lantern hanging on the bottom of it. I think it would look pretty funny. Put two of these in here. Grab that, and then that and that. I'm still kind of wondering about these things because I do think that having this side on this side is better, that it's like turned 90 degrees inward. Also these, I don't know. This, yeah, I don't know why it looks, I think it does just, yeah, it's a lot less flat like that. But then we have an issue of this top bit here, because what the heck can you do on the top? I think I'll figure something out, but this at least looks better than the circles that we had. I am just kind of wondering about this though, because this is also kind of flat. A little flat. How's that looking? Ooh. Okay, now that's weird. It's weird, but it's cool. A double fence. Honestly, that's actually pretty nice. And skadoosh. Skadoosh. I mean, in the middle section over here is still a little empty, so is this, but we could add like a few plants in the corners. We could add not much in there actually, but the one double, could we even make it, we can make it a triple. Whoa, actually we can do even better. We can do that, and it's a, it looks like it could be a window, but there's never going to be a window there because it just won't ever fit. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Wow. The auroras in the background, they look so lucky. This is gonna start becoming very dangerous though. But who gives a doo-doo? Okay, let's see. I am just gonna start building up right here. The next cross beam is gonna have to be right there, I think. So there is a little bit of an issue with that top part, because at the bottom there it connects to the double beam that, you know, would extend all the way to the top figure, well, at least to the roof thing. I don't know how high I want the roof to be, because I think 50 blocks is a little bit high, especially seeing the width of it being like 20 or 30 blocks. I do think a double bow thing would look good. I don't know if bow is the right word, but like a rainbow is like a semicircular shape. You can have like one half go this way, and then from the middle the other half go that way. But let's look at it now. Okay, I mean, we have a lot of empty space in there. Actually, no, we can't even do the double bow, because the circle is gonna go all the way over that, and then maybe from the second circle we can do the double bow into the roof. That we have a good start of a roof up at the front. But okay, actually that top bit really made this bottom bit look a lot better. I just need to put something inside of those. I could do some more of that stuff right around that. I can't use slabs though. I haven't used slabs though, so it doesn't really matter. Let me put that back in here. Grab it. These, those, and then maybe a little bit of that. I don't need these. That looks a little weird. Wait a second. I just got an idea. Burb, I got an idea. Maybe we don't go bulky here, but we just keep it a little lean. Although that is not a bad option, except it is kind of at the same time, because it is still too thin in my opinion. That's actually not bad. Chocolate trapdoor right there. Okay, okay. Maybe instead of these blocks, I keep up the consistency with spruce. It makes it a little bit extra thick though. And then what we did, one of those, two of these. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. This is actually really nice. And I also already have an idea for what I could do in there. You know how we got these little pokey boys? We could add one little pokey boy in there and then another pokey thing. And I don't mean a Pokemon, I mean a pokey as in I'm gonna stab you with it. And then we just add one of these right there. Look at that, Pokeboy. And the Pokeboy actually looks pretty good. Oh, hot diggity dang. What have we got here? Whoa. Okay, crazy designing right here. I think we know what the top is gonna look like, because it's not gonna be much different from the bottom. Actually, it's gonna be a little bit different from this, because, well, that's entrance. You have to get in through here. You don't really have to get in through whatever the heck would be up there. And then I need to somehow make a connection to the roof. And then I have to see if all of these were maybe a little bit too high. But maybe it works out. If it does, I'm very thankful. If it don't, that's my bad, I guess. That's my problem. That's my skill issue. I'm just kind of wondering now, because how the heck would I connect the top to the rest? Like, this... The big circle idea is a way to connect it, but then we still have like all the other parts. Like if I do this, then we still have this entire corridor right here that I have to do something with. And this entire corridor as well. And then also the outside in between the circle edge and the bows. And also I don't know how high I'm going to connect the bows. Because if the thing ends like right there, well then we still have like 20 blocks to go up. Which is not very fun, I can tell you that much. Needing to build so much extra is not very nice. Boy, that wall thick. That is a very big extra part of the wall. Now this thing actually looks bald. What the heck? Also looking right through this middle bit, right through the window hole, is also insane. Okay, liminal space moment. What the heck? You think there's a freaking church behind this, but no. Absolutely not. That is nothing. I have an idea. This idea, weird as hell. On the sides we have 3-parters. This is a 4-parter. Oh, ouch. That was kind of dumb. That is a perfect point to either start the bows or to like put a little bit of an extension so that the bows still have a little bit of room. What is next is a very good question because I do not know. I was thinking maybe we do some more of those pins up there, but I think these are, first of all, too thick for that. They're not long enough either. And then I think it would just look weird to have that. So maybe instead of that, we do like inward bows, like kind of like these pins, but instead of having them downwards into the hole, that they point to each other. Whilst I would like to finish the first wall right now, I think you've had enough of me yapping. And if you haven't had enough, you can watch one of these videos that's going to come up on screen right now. It'll be more than enough fun for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.